Good morning and welcome back to Planet AP. If you're new here, it's crazy out here, but you're gonna love it. Today we're talking about your planet, your free will. Exactly what free will means, how do you use free will, and answering the big question, the almost controversial question, do other people have free will in your reality? And the reason I feel like this video was calling. Literally, the past few days, I feel like I've had this pull to record this, and I know it's because someone out there needs to listen to it. Now it's like I need to get here, talk about this, because it is so important. Because when we do not, free will is the foundation of every single thing in our reality. And when we do not understand free will correctly, then what we do is we fall into complacency and we start thinking that we actually do not have control. Because control itself is such a tall order, right? And so people either fall into a victim mentality of like, I have no control. Everything's just happening in my life. I'm trying to force blah, blah, blah. The other is actually a distasteful feeling about why does everything have to be my responsibility, instead of taking this to be the exciting creative expression that it gets to feel. They take it on as a burden, and everything comes down to energy. We recognize that, and the portal of that energy. Now here's something that I've been talking to my inner circle, my friends, even my clients, a lot about this, right? That on your planet, okay, this is your planet, on every single planet Earth. Okay, so I experience my version of Earth, you experience your version of Earth, and here's the thing: the only one that exists on my Earth is me. And I'll tell you exactly what that means. And everything I'm about to tell you from here on out, what I want you to do is take that logical little controversial type brain, whatever it is that you have, and throw it on the side, because this is not a place for logic. And here's, on the note of free will, let me also tell you this: if there's something I say that you don't vibe with, don't watch. Because here's something that's so funny to me, right? Is that we all have free will, but very few people actually use their free will. When I get people DMing me or commenting under my stuff saying, 9 out of 10 times, I have the best community, right? Once in a while, I'll see someone say something snarky, and I'm like, damn, babes, you got free will. Don't watch me. Don't watch me. Like, why you gotta engage? And it's not even just about me, right? I think that I am very blessed in that way, where God has sent me a powerful, powerful community. But I see under a lot of people's, even celebrities, or just generally, people comment all kinds of rude things under other people's stuff, just tearing them down. And it's like, really? God gave you free will and you're gonna use it to do that? Like, if you don't like something or someone, just use your free will to not engage, right? I think that one of the biggest things we all get to realize and really awaken to, and I can't believe you have to really even say this, right? That be a good person, bro. Not to gain something, but just for the sake of it, because we're all on this floating rock. We're all learning life together. We're all doing Earth for the first time. Consciously. So it's like, cut yourself and the people around you some slack. Know that, judgment towards anyone. By the way, anytime you actually judge somebody or you gossip about someone, you know what happens? And this is why negative talking smack about people is actually scientifically not good for you. Screw them. But anytime you talk smack about somebody, right, you're engaging in gossip, every bitter thing that you say about them, they're over here in their energy field. Everything you say about them has to go through your own energy field. You cannot say anything bad to them without it actually affecting you. And scientifically, your subconscious, anything you say about anyone, it's impersonal. So it will believe that about you. So the next time you want to talk smack about somebody, just like for art, and that's why, by the way, gossiping does not feel good in your body, because all that time you spend talking smack about another person, about how they did this, blah, 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 you are literally telling your subconscious through your voice, through your energy, that is how you see yourself. And so often, what we judge other people on, and we complain about them and blah blah blah. And I'm talking pure gossip, negative energy, uselessly, right? That's who you become. And that's why, sometimes if you are someone who doesn't do that and you meet somebody who engages in that kind of conversation, even just being in there, because honestly, I've become so aware personally of the type of conversations I have, the type of spaces I'm in. So if I ever sit with somebody who has that energy or who wants to engage in something like that, I instantly, my body just starts to like feel contracted, and I'm like, damn, like energetically your body will tell you before you even have to hear them say something, right? So it is so important, your free will, and this is the avenue where we will explore the different ways free will works and how you utilize that for your advantage. Because here's the thing, even when you're gossiping about somebody, babes, you're using your free will to do that, right? Like, we love to give away responsibility to other people. We love to just be like, like sit on this is most people. And oh my God, damn, I forgot how to draw a horse. But this is most people, sitting on their high horse, thinking, oh, I'm better than you. And then that's why I can talk shit about you, because I'm better than you. That's why they will use this high horse, to actually justify why it's okay for them to speak ill of other people, why it's okay for them to judge other people. But that in itself is one of the worst ways you can use your free will, because you're becoming more and more negative every single time you do that. Everything is energy, and negative isn't just about like, why are you being a negative? What is that? Negative is what, right? Negative emotions, by the way, aren't like, people think that feeling emotions is like a negative thing. Negativity is energy. It's energy that contracts you. It's energy that brings you down. It's anything that does not feel expansive, that does not coherently flow. Your life force energy is negative energy. That's the that's the whole point, right? So like, every time you do that, you're bringing yourself energetically down. So it's like, it's not even about them. Like, they're like, so you think that like, talking smack about them, blah blah blah, is doing anything to them, but no, like, it's actually harming you. If you don't want to stop for them, do it for you. Have some self-respect, bro. So let's talk anyways about free will now. Now, firstly, let's understand, what does free will really actually mean? And what did I mean when I said you are the only one on your earth? We'll actually start with that. What do I mean when I say on your version of earth, it's just you? What do you think I mean? Damn it, this isn't a live class. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Okay. So let's look over here. So this is you, okay? And over here in your own energy field, your body, everything, there are certain stories, there are certain meanings, perceptions, consents. There's a lot of things that you have accumulated through all of your life, through your childhood, through your teenage years, through everything. Every experience you've had has colored your world, all right? Now, this coloring of your world gave you these little glasses, okay? And these glasses are your version of Earth, okay? These glasses created for you your version of Earth, all right? Now, when you go out in the world, every person you meet, every place you go to will be filtered through your Earth shades. And here's the thing about your Earth shades. Now, they got a special type of superpower, okay? And this is a superpower every single person with their little Earth shades has. And the superpower is what? That whatever they see, however they see through these shades, whatever they believe through what their shades show them, equals to reality. So you're wearing these Earth shades, you're seeing life through these Earth shades. Every single interaction you're having through it's going through these shades, okay? It's going through these shades, and then it's becoming real to you. So that means, okay, now let's describe these shades a little bit first, okay? In the simplest way, these earth shades are basically the meanings you make. And meanings are the most important thing in your life. If there's anything that you would say, that one would say is the most important thing for you in terms of your relation to the world, it is this, your earth shades. Why? Because they carry the code of the meanings you make. And they carry the code of your reality fingerprint. Your reality fingerprint. And this is exactly where free will comes in. Your reality fingerprint. Now, just like I have a fingerprint on my, I have fingerprints. Do you have fingerprints? Show me your fingerprints, even if I can't see. Everyone, put your hands up like this. Fingerprints. Exactly. Just look at them yourself. Like, put your hands in front of you. Look at that. I have fingerprints, right? And all of us have different fingerprints, right? And these fingerprints are actually just one and done, okay? So you were born and God just sent each one of us with our flavor of fingerprints, which are etched into our skin. Unlike these fingerprints, your reality fingerprint is something that these can't be changed, right? I mean, plastic surgery and all, people do that. But unlike these, this fingerprint is actually very changeable. And the only power that God has given you to change your reality fingerprint, the strongest power, you guessed it. This marker is dead. It's the power of your free will, okay? You can use your free will to change your reality fingerprint. And now look at the connection here. Your free will is connected to what? Your reality fingerprint. Your reality fingerprint is connected to what? The meanings you make. The meanings you make are connected to what? Your earth shades. So basically, what we're really saying is that if you don't like the glasses you got, change them. I got a cool example for you. Now let's say you were born, okay? And free will, I believe, personally, okay, is that something that we were born with, yes, but we fell asleep to. So the whole point of awakening or whatever, right, is actually simply becoming aware of our own free will. Because free will is something that, yes, although it has always been a power that we've had, if you're not aware that you have it, you won't be using it. And when you're not using it, you might actually think that you have no free will. Okay? So for example, let's say I was born and these were the shades that were, this is, these became my earth shades. After all the experiences I had and everything I went through, blah, 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 my life was something that created these shades for me. The meanings that I made, formed my reality fingerprint, and this is how I started to see all of life with. Okay. And now personally, every time I would look in the mirror, I'd be like, damn, I don't really like these shades, I want something classier. I want my life to look XYZ. And so here's the problem. But every person I meet will be, through my mind, will be assessed through the lens of these shades. Every time I maybe get into a relationship, my earth shades will pull up all the past references and give me feedback based on, okay, well, based on this, these will be ting, 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 and it will be like, okay, these are all the ways this can go wrong. These are all the reasons this man is probably a piece of shit. This is this. Or when I go into business, people whatever. Another whatever. And I never question those things. Why? Because here's the thing, right? Here's the freaking crazy part. The crazy part is that this conditioning is so deep. It's literally a freaking cage. You are in this and you are put behind bars where you are made to believe that these can never come off because of the way that the systems on earth are built. All right? Think about it. You just when you get a little bit older, you start to hear stuff from your parents. right? And then this person, and then that person. Then you go to school. Everybody has to dress the same way. Everybody has to score good on tests. Everybody is being measured through the same lens, the same everything. And if it doesn't matter if you do good on 5 things, if you didn't get good marks on one subject, it's these good stuff, like this good, the parts where you won, the parts where you succeeded, were not given importance. We're not given a regard to. Why? Because of the ones where you missed. So through conditioning, through this school, through all our environments, and then the cultural literally cultural damaging of religion, that turned religion from being something so spirituality coded, so humanity coded, so peace and love coded, to something that became a prison for people to judge and belittle and criticize and so on and so forth. And so we were literally thrown. We were literally terrorized with fear, with you gotta fit in, with you gotta shut up, you have to respect. Just because you don't agree with an adult doesn't mean you get to speak your truth. So our free will from the day we are born is over and over and over again. It is stomped on, it is punched down, it is questioned, it is silenced. And so of course we're so afraid of even thinking that we have free will. Why? Because your decisions, maybe for half of the world, maybe they were made for you before you weren't. I've met so many people who were like, I became a doctor because my parents wanted me to, but I hate it. I became a dentist because I hate it. I hate this. I wanted to be an artist. I want your free will since the day, since you came on earth, through the different ways it was stomped on. Your free will, your free expression, you in essence. And here's the gag, right? Because of this level of distortion collectively, anything that does not fit the general society mold, right, is seen as what? Crazy, weird. You need therapy for that. I cannot believe this, but I actually had a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about, some people being naturally more loudly expressive, and some people being more they prefer speaking in a calmer tone, right? Different types of people. And this person who was literally a therapist, right, literally a therapist, goes like, well, actually I believe that people who are louder in the way that they express themselves should get therapy, because why are you being so loud? Do you if they don't have the ability to perceive social norms or some BS like that, right? And I was like, damn, you're the reason, you are exhibit A of why I do not frick with therapists, right? Because how you gonna put some people in labels? And then they were like, actually. So, and I was like, everyone should really I said something like the journey of life is about unlearning everything society told us so that we can shine in our authenticity, right? And this therapist goes like, well, what if someone's authentic expression is to be a murderer? Babes, that's a trauma response. How you gonna say that? We are literally told that every human being is born in what? Fitra, goodness, wholeness, the earth, the energy, the experiences. That's what takes it away. That's what fragments us. Not nobody is in, no baby. Oh my God. If I had a baby in my hand, would you look at that baby and be like, yeah, this one looks like a murderer? But our experiences, the pain, the hurt, that's what separates us. And it literally blows my mind how people can think that, right? But again, it's all about the shades. It's all about conditioning. And the reason I share that with you is to show you that that's how deep it runs in societies. That's how deeply the coding is. So we wear these glasses that every time we see them in the mirror, every time we look at our face, I don't vibe with this look. I wish I could see something different. So if I punch the mirror would break, but I would still, through the broken glass, look the same. Why? Because if I want to change the reflection, I need to change the shades. And that's your entire free will. Okay? That if your free will is your ability to take the frick off and choose the shades you want to wear. Choose the filters through which you want to see the world. Why? Because your reality fingerprint is your free will, and that is, I forgot to write this. It's a self-fulfilling. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. What does that mean? That means that whatever my shades decide, whatever my reality fingerprint is, that I get to choose. That's my free will. That's what I will experience outside me. From people, from places, from opportunities, from everywhere. But the thing is, the reason why we experience such a drought of free will and feel victims in our lives is not because you don't have free will, not because you have to go buy it at the freaking store, none of that, but because the conditioning runs so deep that we have been asleep to the power that is already within us, the power to use our freaking free will. Now let me tell you how this applies to the people in your life, okay? Let me erase this, because I like oh my God, you know, it is crazy how little we use our free will. Like, do you realize that God literally gave you a machine over here? What is the placebo effect? Think about it. It is nothing but literally a representation of free will. That if your mind can believe something, it will literally overpower drugs. You're telling me that you've got a machine that's strong, gifted by God, and you're gonna sit here and believe shitty things about your life, every person in your life, everything in your life, and doubt things and blah, 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 and then go like, well, shit, like, I don't know why it doesn't work. Well, because you're not using your free will, that's why. You're not using your free will, and that's okay, because no one, like, very, very infrequently do people talk about this. And it is so important. And I feel like if there's one thing all of you can take away from my channel, let it be the awakening of your ability to use your free will. Let your consciousness expand. Let this energy break you open from the freaking prison. Because when you're behind the bars, you're thinking there's no life beyond, right? I'm stuck here forever. But you are not sentenced to life. And in fact, you are no longer the person who couldn't get out of prison. The gag is that when you actually awaken, you realize that the key was in your own pocket the whole time. You thought that someone came in, locked you, and they threw the key away. But yes, trauma locked you. But the key was always in your own pocket. But if you don't reach for the key, you'll always be waiting. And that's what happens with most people, doesn't it? Is that they're waiting for the world to give them permission. They're waiting for someone out there to come to tell you, yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, you can speak your truth. Yeah, say the hard thing. Yeah, put yourself out there. You're allowed to be seen. There will be no consequences. Blah, 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 blah. And if you're always waiting for something or someone on the outside, you're always giving your power away. The key is with you. So no one can literally, nobody, not even me, can unlock you from that prison, because none of us put you there. None of us have the key. You got the key. Your mind put you in that prison to protect you from the pain of the experiences you went through when you were really little. But you're not really little anymore. So the things, the walls, the bars that have been protecting you, they have been keeping you behind from the life that you keep thinking, man, if only this prison, someone came and unlocked it, I would go do this, I would go do that. But babes, like, you gotta reach into your own pocket, take out the damn key, unlock yourself, go out. No one can come and give you permission. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. Stop. The only thing that frees you is the awareness that there is nothing on the outside, no one on the outside that could have ever imprisoned you. Therefore, it cannot free you. Only you and God can. The moment you remember God sent you, the moment you fall into the remembrance of God, those chains break themselves. They disappear on their own. That's the whole point. That's how it works. No one but God. How do you reach out to God? Everyone can intellectually know about God, but to actually feel God, you go through your own heart. A dead heart cannot feel the presence of God. It will always feel like God is somewhere far away. God says, I'm closer to you than your jugular vein. How do you feel that closeness? You go through your own heart. Because not like the opposite of this is what? It's what the world is going through right now. Just trapped, thinking that they have no control, playing by the laws of the world, worshiping the gods in flesh. And when you're worshiping false gods, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed because a false god can never satiate you. So there are so many people who build empires, who get everything, but they do it through suffering and pain. What's one of the biggest sayings that we hear, even in movies, right? It's just like a generic thing, but Wolf of Wall Street types. You gotta sleep to get on the top. Why? Because you're playing by the laws of the 3D. You don't gotta do nothing in the 3D. That makes you suffer. Because the 3D prize, the money, the glamour, it is like devoid of God. It actually becomes the very thing that destroys you. Money, you know that phrase, more money, more problems? Why? Because that's the whole 3D code. But when you got money with God, more money, more peace, more money, more liberation, more money, more awakening, more money, more impact. And that's where free will comes in. It's the fire of intention behind every single thing in your reality. It runs so deep, and it is so little spoken about. But I want to share with you how this even happens. What it means when I say on your planet, you are the only being. Because when you understand this, it will help you put so much more into perspective, okay? When I say that you are the only being on your earth, this is what it means. Every single thing that you think to be true. So for example, we'll take the example of all men are cheaters, okay? Let's say there is a person, their belief, what do we call them? Earth shades, right? Says all men are cheaters, okay? On their earth, this belief carries an energetic signature, okay? Let's say the energetic signature of this belief is this symbol. Now look over here. Of all the people, all the beings, whatever, this energy, this energetic signature, maybe this person has it and this person has it, but this person has this symbol. This person has this symbol. This person has this symbol. Okay? Now, if this is what you're carrying on your earth, the people you will draw to you will be the ones that are a match for this energetic signature. Now, this could mean that yes, they are cheaters or liars or just toxicity in some shape or form. And that is all that this person will experience on their earth. And that's why people are so possessive about their earth shades. about their reality fingerprint because they have all the evidence in the world to back it up. But just because you have evidence of it doesn't mean the latter cannot be true. And I'll give you an example. Now, let's say I've got a person here, okay? Let's draw. Why aren't we drawing, right? So let's say there's this beautiful green tree over here, okay? This person comes and they look at this and they go like, that's brown, right? And this person says, no, that's green. Now this person is what? Colorblind. They're like, green isn't even a color. Literally go like, green. What do you mean green? There's no such thing as green. And you're like trying to describe a color green, but you can't describe green to someone who's colorblind because they have no frame of reference to know what green means until they wear some sort of, colorblind people, they get these shades where they can then perceive the colors. And so they wear this shade and they're like, holy shit, what? What? You've been seeing this the whole time? That's what it is. That's the whole thing, is that this person can have all the evidence in the world to say green isn't real, but just because they have evidence doesn't mean that this tree isn't green. That's the thing. Everything you believe about your reality, just because you have evidence doesn't mean that the opposite does not exist. It just means that you need to fucking change your shades. That's it. That's what it means. And that's what free will is about, okay? Because every experience that you will draw into your planet will be an equal to your own energetic signatures. The type of people you meet. If you hold the phrase, if you think that, people don't like you, or, people always leave, or blah, 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 whatever. In business, clients think this of me. How many times do you disqualify yourself in your own mind? How many times do you criticize yourself in your own mind? How many times do you speak down to yourself in your own mind? How can you then be surprised when somebody else comes outside? It's a mirror, remember? Mirror, mirror on the wall. They're going to speak to you unkindly and you're going to be like, how dare you? But actually, how dare you? Free will is your power, your God-given right to choose what you allow to entertain in your mind and what you don't. Most people do not give a shit. Like they'll be thinking all sorts of shit, right? But when was the last time you had a belief, you had a thought come up and you said, actually, I don't want to think this anymore. Actually, no thank you. And that's the gag. Because most people think what? I don't have the power over my thoughts. That's the discipline you need to build. That's honing your skill of your muscle of using free will. Because most people, they protect their earth homes, right? They won't let strangers in their earth homes, their physical homes, even their rooms. I'm anal about who comes inside my room, right? I'm like, not everyone can come. It's my space. But what about this home? What about this space? You'll let any thought come in, anyone make you think any type of way, with no check, with no balance, with nothing, and then go like, well, I don't get it. Life is ugly. Is this ugly? Well, then there's your answer. There's your answer. And if you think that you gotta change the outside ugly to make this better, you got it wrong. Because when you change this ugly, the outside morphs itself. It's a shapeshifter. It's the earth in front of you is a shapeshifter. And that's what I mean when I say other people actually don't have free will in your reality. Because if you're, like, for example, right? This person. And this concept at first gave me a lot of resistance. Because I was like, that feels like a stretch. But I've experienced this in my own life. Okay? This person now with a different energetic signature, if they meet this person who holds a strong energetic field that says all men are cheaters, this person may not be a cheater, they may not even be toxic, but being an influence of that field will pull out of them a part of them on some level that agrees with this belief. It doesn't mean that they will 10 out of 10 times cheat, but it will mean that something limiting that you hold to be true will be fulfilled through this person because you are the code carrier. And it felt shitty to learn this for the first time, because it made me realize how many relationships I had pulled in and how many parts of people I had pulled out of them through just the way that I was believing in my world about reality in general, because everything is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So really the place to come back to is your inner home. The place to come back to is your code of your planet. What is your planet coded with? Because the tricks and the ritual and none of that shit will work if you don't understand this, if you don't embody this, if you don't use your free will. It's in the ability to look at two different beliefs. One that you have carried from your childhood and you don't like, and one that looks like possibility. But you're so scared to put this one down. And that's the thing. A lot of times when people listen to my rampages, sometimes the messages I get is they're going to be like, how do you believe all that? How can you know this? Like, has somebody told you this? Why? Because we outsource our validation. We outsource our power. We tell ourselves, I can't believe this until somebody else tells me to believe it. Somebody else gives me a green light. No one is going to give you the green light. No one will actually even reflect it until you reflect it. And I'll give you an example. In my convictions, one of the two things, of all the things that I write, two things that I write a lot, I go like, people, and it's about the words, right? So I say when people watch my stuff, like it's Netflix. They watch my YouTube videos like it's Netflix, right? And the other thing is they take notes, like they will be quizzed on it, right? I deadass got a DM this morning. This girl, in one sentence, she goes like, I watch your stuff like I watch your YouTube videos like Netflix, and I take notes like I'm a grad student or something like that. And I was smirking because I was like, exactly. No one else, like what you embody, what you code in your field, you are teaching reality what you want to see outside. We go to outside and we go like, change. And then you got chains because everything is limited over here. It's the realm of limitation. And the reason you think you're separate is, one of my mentors, she gave this example, and I think that it's really, really incredible. She said, imagine, like, this is like the ocean, right? And there is like this one wave of the ocean. You're just standing on top of the wave. And this is the highest freaking wave. So all you can see is emptiness. All you can see from the top of the wave is that there's just you. And there's nobody else. And she's like, this is what separation feels like. Is that you are on top of the wave and you feel like there's no one in sight. I am all alone. This is what it feels like to create from the 3D when you think that you are all alone. And she says, but when the wave crashes, you realize, you look around and you see, whoa. And she says, this all around you is the quantum field, the ocean, God, right? You think that you're separate from God. You think that you're disconnected from God. But the only thing that's disconnected is your perception. Because God is everywhere, supporting you, holding you. He is the reason you're standing. It's just that you forget. So when you forget, you think, I'm all alone. You're not. And that's why free will isn't something that should ever overwhelm you. Because the moment you twist it, the moment you use your free will, because that's what God gave you to use on this planet, the moment you change it, why do you think God says, I am how you think of me? Think of me. Because how you think of God is your free will. He literally gave you this. That's the whole code. Use your free will. If you think of God in ways that make you feel expansive, and thinking about God isn't just thinking about this being. Like, for the longest time, I used to think thinking about God meant like thinking about the one judging my prayers and whatnot. Thinking about God is to think about life. Because God is the doer of everything. That means that if I'm thinking everything in my life gets to be easy for me, then I'm saying that God makes every single thing in my life to be easy for me. And if that's what I'm thinking about God, that's what I will see in my reality. But most people, they're waiting for permission from something, someone to tell them it's safe for you to believe in possibility because they're scared. And that's why free will is important. You break out of that shell. You come out, like, think about it. A caterpillar, when it goes into the cocoon, it's morphing, it's dissolving. It's letting go of everything it ever knew about being a caterpillar, being just a little warm. Then it breaks open and it's a butterfly. And a butterfly can never be a caterpillar again. It's seen too much. It's flapped its wings too high. It has tasted a new life. But when it was in the cocoon, when it was wrapped in, there was no certainty, but it stayed in it. It stayed through it. And that's the thing. People get in the process and then go like, where is the 100% guarantee that it will work? You are the guarantee. God is the guarantee. Have you ever gone with it long enough to see it shift? Because I promise you, if you even experience this once, you will never, ever, ever question the power of it ever again. So how do you use your free will? By simply, literally, looking at the things that you believe about the world. Ask yourself, does this serve me to think this way? Does it serve me to believe this way? Does this thing that I believe about other people, how they think of me, about even jobs, even down to the fact that most people go like, what? The job market is so tough. There are no jobs out there. Cool. That can be the earth for 500 million people. But for you, if you simply, I swear to you, you're gonna think it's crazy, and I hope you think it's crazy because it cannot work any other way. It has to feel crazy. It has to stretch every edge of familiarity, because God begins where your logic ends. Your logic cannot take you to the realm of illogical miracles where God shows you through his grandness how beautiful it gets to be when you build with God in every area of your life. Instead of going like the job market, is that serving you to think that? Is it? If it's not, then try a new one on. Use your free will. Try a new pair of shades and go like, wait, what if I actually lived for the next few days as if I am the most desired person on the job market? Every company wants to hire me. I'm always, okay, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Your proof is not your permission slip. Your proof is something that the ego is fighting for because it does not want to leap into the unknown. The proof is you. The proof is the knowing that you have breath, there's God. That's it. That's all the proof you need. You want more proof? Okay, think about how at one point in time you couldn't even, feed yourself. And now look at you here, standing on your 2 feet. Stop waiting for proof. Become the proof. That's free will. And that's why, by the way, audit your life. Okay? Audit your life. Audit areas of your life. Audit things. Be a detective. Go like, does this serve me to think this way? You gotta have the discipline to be aware of what you allow to enter here, what you allow to ruminate here, and when you need to tell the mind to shut up, sit down, and go like, okay, I'm gonna choose something else. I'm gonna choose something else. Do that over and over again, and guess what? Every single thing will shift because you shifted. It's not outside of you. It's not because, you do a million processes. You out here manifesting the perfect partner, but your field believes that men are cheaters, liars, whatever, that you get abandoned. How's that going to work? Where you ask, where's the disconnect? You're the disconnect. You're the disconnect. People go like, I see the same pattern in my life over and over again. Well, because you're still noticing it. What happens when you take your attention off? It's not irresponsible. It is actually the most responsible thing you can do. Take your attention off of the old frequency. And that's why, by the way, and I'm really excited about this because this is after all the live containers I've been doing, and I'm still doing one, which is called God Coded Business. I wanted to create one portal where every single person who comes into my planet, one thing that they can go to that cuts away all the BS when it comes to quantum leaping, gives them everything that they need in 7 days. And so I asked myself, how do I give this feeling? How do I train the world on this feeling in the shortest amount of time, in the most impactful way possible? And that is what birthed something called 7 Days to Heaven. Okay, this is not a live anything. It is literally a pre-recorded portal. Okay, it's called 7 Days to Heaven, and no, it's not 7 videos, nothing like that. You get a training in which I walk you through every single thing for those 7 days, because when I tell you 7 days, it is all it takes to audit, to literally like assess the disconnect between your earth shades and the ones you want to wear, and literally quantum leap and ghost your old frequency. It just takes 7 days. And if you can give yourself these 7 days, it will be the greatest decision of your life. And that's why I didn't want to do this live, because everyone has different commitments, right? So maybe you can start right now, but maybe someone else is like, I can start in a month. But take a point in your life where you can take out 7 days for this, okay? 7 days, and you give yourself up to this. So it has an entire training. It has the my frequency flood method, okay? This is the most powerful thing in the world that I've ever took myself through, and I've seen my reality shift through over and over again. My clients have, like, yeah, when I tell you this is zero BS. That's it. Like, this is not a ritual. This is not me saying, believe this way, do it this way. This is me creating an energetic field that is coded with a specific frequency that you get to lose yourself in. That you get to flood your own code of your own reality in. And then you get different rampages. You get my entire Divorcing the Beggar Frequency webinar with its activation, everything. And right now it's on pre-sale, which means that the content itself will drop on 24th or 23rd August. So you can get access for it's already a hella low investment. Because I know how powerful it is, I wanted it to be accessible to every single person and their mom, right? Because to truly change your reality, you don't need anything but to awaken the power that's already in you. And that entire thing, 7 Days to Heaven, is 7 days of you getting lost in your own God-given power. Connecting with God in a way you've never done before. Not with hundreds of other people, but in your own solitude. Because that's what makes it really powerful. Because you stop outsourcing your power from anything outside. You simply use that portal that I've created for you to connect back to you, to come back to you. So the link is below. Go get it, and you can check out other links if you want. But when I tell you that your free will, once you awake, once you learn to use this and really feel that energy flow through you, you're gonna enjoy life in a way that you're literally gonna enjoy life in a very new way. Like, every day will feel like a game. Every week you will feel like you just entered a new planet. Because that's the best part about this. That it's not just about right now. It's the exact way you will quantum leap every single time. Whether you want to do it in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, you come back, you do the 7 days, and that's it. That's all you ever need. It's that easy. It gets to be that easy. It gets to be that easy. So I hope you give yourself permission for that. I love you so much. If you have any questions, drop them below. Anything you want. I will see you in the next one. Bye.